Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. Life would be tragic if it weren't funny. Quiet people have the loudest minds. The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it is the illusion of knowledge. It surprises me how disinterested we are today about things like physics, space, the universe, and philosophy of our existence, our purpose, our final destination. It's a crazy world out there. Be curious. In the universe, it may be that primitive life is very common and intelligent life is fairly rare. Some would say it is yet to occur on Earth. Although I cannot move and I have to speak through a computer, in my mind I am free. My goal is simple. It is a complete understanding of the universe, why it is as it is and why it exists at all. The universe doesn't allow perfection. I'm not afraid of death, but I'm in no hurry to die. I have noticed that even those who assert that everything is predestined and that we can change nothing about it still look both ways before they cross the street. If time travel is possible, where are the tourists from the future? I think computer viruses should count as life. I think it says something about human nature that the only form of life we have created so far is purely destructive. We've created life in our own image. One of the basic rules of the universe is that nothing is perfect. Perfection simply doesn't exist. Without imperfection, neither you nor I would exist. People who boast about their IQ are losers. Not only does God play dice, but He sometimes throws them where they cannot be seen. You cannot understand the glories of the universe without believing there is some supreme power behind it. I don't think the human race will survive the next 1,000 years, unless we spread into space. It matters if you just don't give up. The thing about smart people is that they seem like crazy people to dumb people. To confine our attention to terrestrial matters would be to limit the human spirit. I regard the afterlife to be a fairy story for people that are afraid of the dark. One is always a long way from solving a problem until one actually has the answer. The idea of 10 dimensions might sound exciting, but they would cause real problems if you forget where you parked your car. Nothing is better than reading and gaining more and more knowledge. Time and space are finite in extent, but they don't have any boundary or edge. They would be like the surface of the Earth, but with 2 more dimensions. Government works best under the glare of public scrutiny. Absent such scrutiny, abuses occur. I like physics, but I love cartoons. It is not clear that intelligence has any long-term survival value. The human capacity for guilt is such that people can always find ways to blame themselves. Thus, in a sense, we are all doomed. Even if we stay away from black holes. Simplicity is a matter of taste. The increase of disorder or entropy is what distinguishes the past from the future, giving a direction to time. Eternity is a long time, especially towards the end. We each exist for but a short time, and in that time explore but a small part of the whole universe. The universe does not behave according to our preconceived ideas. It continues to surprise us. People won't have time for you if you are always angry or complaining. What you have told us is rubbish. The world is really a flat plate supported on the back of a giant tortoise. Women. They are a complete mystery to me. However bad life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. Where there's life, there's hope. What did God do before He created the universe? If one is physically disabled, one cannot afford to be psychologically disabled as well. You cannot predict the future. Mankind's greatest achievements have come about by talking and its greatest failures by not talking. It doesn't have to be like this. Each exists for but a short time, and in that time explore but a small part of the whole universe. Why are we here? Where do we come from? Traditionally, these are questions for philosophy, but philosophy is dead. There should be no boundaries to human endeavor, however bad life may seem. While there's life, there is hope. If you understand how the universe operates, you control it, in a way. Scientists tend to risk theories they admire. The people who actually make the advances in theoretical physics don't think in these categories that the philosophers and the historians of science subsequently invent for them. It is said that there's no such thing as a free lunch. But the universe is the ultimate free lunch. Science is not only a disciple of reason but, also, one of romance and passion. Do we really have reason to believe that an objective reality exists? Or in other words, why does disorder increase in the same direction of time as that in which the universe expands? The most important point, that the universe is governed by a set of rational laws that we can discover and understand. We create history by our observation, rather than history creating us. God not only plays dice, he also sometimes throws the dice where they cannot be seen. However, one cannot really argue with a mathematical theorem. The last chapter discussed why we see time go forward, why disorder increases and why we remember the past but not the future. Never scrub your arse with a wire brush.